Hello students, my name is Pragati Misra. In our last video, we were discussing about the index of a subgroup in a group, and I also gave you proof of the very important theorem, that is Lagrange's theorem for finite groups. And today we will discuss a new topic that is known as Euler's phi function. This topic is also very important. This topic is used to calculate the number of generators in any cyclic group, or it is very useful in group theory. So you should always remember this, and there are some common formulas that you should remember to understand the Euler's phi function. So firstly we will define that what is the mapping and what is the definition of Euler's phi function. So the definition is the mapping f such that n minus 1. We are removing 1 from the set of natural numbers to the set of natural number given by phi of n is equals to m for all n belonging to n, where m is the number of positive terms and less than n, which are less than n. We are taking the number of all positive terms as m, and they should be less than n, because here we are removing here 1 because the value of phi of 1 is always 1, and we are collecting the primes. So there are some rules to calculate the Euler's phi function of any number, and I want to tell you about that. So whenever we have a prime number, n as a prime number, then how to calculate the Euler's phi function? So the rule number 1 is phi of p is equals to p minus 1, where p is prime. That is, whenever we have a prime and we want to calculate the Euler's phi function of that prime, we have to just subtract 1 from the prime. Then we can get the Euler's phi function for that prime. So I am taking some examples. Phi of 7. We know that 7 is a prime. Then its Euler's phi function becomes 7 minus 1, that is 6. Now I will take phi of 11. 11 is also a prime. So if we want to calculate the Euler's phi function for this, we get 11 minus 1, that is 10. Similarly, phi of 13. It becomes 13 minus 1, that is 12. So however prime you will take, whichever prime you will take, you will get always this type of relation. So if we have a prime, we can easily calculate the Euler's phi function. Now suppose we have a prime, but it is present in prime powers. Then how to calculate the Euler's phi function in that case? I want to tell you that. So if we have a number which is of form p raised to power n, then the Euler phi function for this number becomes p power n minus p power n minus 1. Now I will take some examples. Suppose we have phi of 8. Then how we can write it? We can write it as 2 cube. And if we apply the formula over this number, we get 2 cube minus 2 cube power 3 minus 1. So we get 2 cube minus 2 square, that is 4. So now we will discuss the rule number 3, that is very important rule of Euler phi function, that is phi of mn is equals to phi of m into phi of n. We can write the product of two numbers as phi of m dot phi of n when m and n are relatively prime. That is, if and only if GCD of m comma n is equals to 1, or m and n should be relatively prime. In this case we can write it as, so I will take some examples. Phi of 15. Now 15 can be written as phi of 3.5. Since 3 and 5 are relatively prime, since their GCD is 1, so we can write it as phi of 3 dot phi of 5. Now if we see, this is prime, this is also prime, so we can write it as 3 minus 1 by applying the rule number 1, and this can be written as 5 minus 1. So this gives 2 into 4, that is 8. So phi of 15 is equals to 8. Now I am taking one more example, that is phi of 48. This can be written as, if we write it in the prime powers, then this can be written as 2 power 4 into 3. Now we will apply our formula. Since 2 and 3 are relatively prime to each other, then we can write it as 2 raised to power 4 dot phi of 3. Phi of 2 raised to power 4 dot phi of 3. Now if we apply the rule number 2 over this function and rule number 1 over this function, then this gives 2 power 4 minus 2 power 4 minus 1, and this gives 3 minus 1 because 3 is a prime. So we can write it as 16 minus 8 into 2, and that is equals to 8 into 2, that is 16. So 5 of 48 is equals to 16. Now, as I told you at the start of the video that this function is used to calculate the number of generators in any cyclic group. So I will take a cyclic group and I will show you that how to calculate the number of generators in any cyclic group. So the question is, calculate the number of generators in a group G such that order of G is equals to 36. So we have a cyclic group of order 36 and we have to calculate the number of generators. So we know that the number of generators in a cyclic group is equals to the phi of 36. Now this can be written as phi of 2 square into 3 square. As 2 and 3 are relatively prime to each other, so we can write it as phi of 2 square into phi of 3 square. Now if we apply the rule number 2 over here, then we get 2 square minus 2, 3 square minus 3. This gives 2 into 6, that is 12. So there are 12 generators of a cyclic group of order 36. So I hope you guys understand the process of Euler's phi function and what is the way to calculate the Euler's phi function in any cases, and this is used to calculate the number of generators in any cyclic group. And there are so many applications of Euler's phi function that you will understand when you will read the group theory deeply. So I hope you guys like today's video, and if you are liking my content, please subscribe my channel. Thank you.